Hey, if you're a dog owner in Bourbonnais, you already know how wonderful it is to live here. But having a well-behaved dog makes it even better. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through exactly how to find the perfect local trainer to help you and your pup get the most out of life here. I mean, that's really the whole point, right? To have a dog you can take to Perry Farm Park without any drama, or who can calmly hang out in the front yard when your neighbors walk by. Good training just makes all those great little moments of life in Bourbonnais that much more enjoyable. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about training philosophy, what to look for. Then we'll get into the practical side of things like programs and what they typically cost around here. After that, we'll give you a checklist of essential questions to ask any potential trainer. And we'll wrap it all up with some Bourbonnais-specific rules and resources. Okay, let's start with the most important piece of the puzzle, the trainer's philosophy. Before you even think about price or location, you have to make sure their approach is the right one for you and your dog. This is the foundation for everything. The gold standard in modern dog training is something called positive reinforcement. It's a simple idea, really, but it's so powerful. You reward the behavior you want to see, which makes your dog want to do it again. It's not just effective, it's the best way to build a fantastic, trusting relationship with your dog. Now, on the flip side, you want to be really wary of any trainer who relies on fear, intimidation, or pain. All the modern science shows that these humane, reward-based methods are not only kinder, but are actually way more effective for creating lasting change. You know, Illinois doesn't actually require dog trainers to be licensed, which makes looking for certifications like these even more important. Seeing these letters after a trainer's name is a great sign. It shows they're dedicated to their profession and are keeping up with the latest, most effective methods. Okay, we've got the philosophy part down. Now let's switch gears and talk about the practical stuff, the types of programs available and what they're likely to cost. This is about finding what works for your dog and, of course, your wallet. So you'll mainly see two options. Group classes are fantastic for socialization and for teaching your dog to focus on you even with other dogs around, a critical skill. Private lessons, on the other hand, are perfect for zeroing in on specific issues you're having at home, like jumping on guests or barking at the window. And of course, budget is always a consideration. This next slide will give you a realistic idea of the average training costs you can expect to find right here in the Bourbonnais area. As you can see, there's quite a range. A 6-week puppy class might run you less than $200, while a board and train program is a much bigger investment. The key is to figure out your goals and match the service type and its cost to what you and your dog really need. Okay, so you've found a few trainers who look promising. Now it's time to have a conversation. This next section is all about arming you with the right questions so you can make a really confident choice. Well, it really comes down to this. You have to ask good questions. It's not just about finding someone who's qualified on paper. It's about finding someone you feel comfortable with and whose approach feels right for your particular dog. Think of this as your interview guide. You want to hear them talk about positive methods. You should ask about their education. A really important one is asking how they'll tailor the training specifically to your dog's personality and needs, and absolutely make sure you know how they measure success and what all the costs are upfront. All right, let's wrap this up by bringing it all back home to Bourbonnais. Being a responsible dog owner means knowing the local rules and also knowing about the great local places you can enjoy with your well-behaved dog. Here's a simple but important local detail. When you're on village trails or sidewalks here, your dog's leash has to be 6 feet long or shorter. This is exactly the kind of thing training helps with, teaching great loose leash walking skills. Beyond just the leash length, these are the big three. Your dog has to be on a leash whenever you're off your property. State law says they need a current rabies tag on their collar. And yes, excessive barking is considered a nuisance, which is another area where a good trainer can really help. So once you're learning these new skills, where can you go practice? We've got some great spots. The Rock Creek Trail is perfect for mastering that polite leash walking. The dog park is a safe, fenced place to work on recall. And if you want to level up, Kankakee River State Park is a great place to test your dog's focus around lots of distractions. At the end of the day, this is why it matters. A well-trained dog makes those walks on the Rock Creek Trail more relaxing. It makes having friends over to your house so much more enjoyable. Taking the time to find the right partner in this journey is totally worth it. Happy training!